Hey there, Chiefs Kingdom! The NFL free agency frenzy is officially underway, and you know what that means. Teams across the league are making big moves, signing new talent, and re-signing key players to build their rosters for another shot at glory. And, of course, our Kansas City Chiefs are right in the middle of the action. Today, we're diving into the first day of free agency and breaking down the moves the Chiefs have made so far. Who's in? Who's out? And most importantly, did Brett Veach and company make the right calls? I'll be grading every major signing and giving you my honest take on how these moves set us up for another Super Bowl run. But before we get into it, I want to hear from you. Drop your grade for the Chiefs' first day of free agency in the comments. B, C, D, or even F. What's your gut feeling on how the front office handled things? I'll be checking out your takes and responding to some of them in the next video. Also, if you love breaking news, live reactions, and deep dives into everything Kansas City Chiefs, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We had an incredible live show earlier today, and we're doing it again tomorrow at 12 p.m. Central Time, so don't miss it. Alright, let's get into it. The Chiefs made a big move to bolster the offensive line, bringing in a new left tackle. Let's break down the signing of Jaylen Moore and see if he's the right man to protect Patrick Mahomes. Protecting Patrick Mahomes is priority number one for the Chiefs, and they wasted no time addressing the left tackle position in free agency. Kansas City signed Jaylen Moore, the former San Francisco 49ers offensive lineman, to a 2-year, $30 million deal, with $21.4 million guaranteed. So is this the right move? Let's break it down. Moore was originally a 5th-round pick out of Western Michigan in 2021. While he wasn't a full-time starter in San Francisco, he played a crucial role last season when All-Pro left tackle Trent Williams was injured in those games. Moore stepped up in a big way, showing he could handle elite pass rushers while also excelling in run blocking. Let's talk numbers. According to Pro Football Focus, Moore posted an overall grade of 74.9, with a pass blocking grade of 73.1 and a run blocking grade of 70.1. That's solid production, especially for a player stepping into a high-pressure situation. Even more impressive? He allowed just 1 sack, committed 0 penalties, and only gave up 2 QB hits in those starts. That kind of discipline and efficiency is exactly what the Chiefs need on the left side of the line. With Moore now in the mix, the Chiefs' offensive line is starting to take shape. He's expected to be the starting left tackle, with Kingsley Suamataia likely stepping in at left guard. That means the Chiefs will roll into 2025 with Creed Humphrey at center, Trey Smith at right guard, and Jawan Taylor at right tackle, unit that could provide Mahomes with the stability he needs to dominate once again. Now, let's talk about the cost-benefit of this move. Some fans might have hoped for a bigger name, like Ronnie Stanley, but let's be real, Stanley would have cost a fortune and comes with injury concerns. Instead, the Chiefs get a young, versatile player who has already shown he can perform at a high level. Given where the Chiefs were picking in the draft, finding a day one starting left tackle wouldn't have been easy, so signing Moore was a smart, strategic move. For me, this signing gets an A. The Chiefs needed an answer at left tackle, and they found one without overpaying. But what do you think? Drop your grade for the Jaylen Moore signing in the comments. B, C, D, or F. Did Brett Veach make the right call? Now, the Chiefs didn't stop there. They also added a new piece to the backfield. Let's talk about the signing of running back Elijah Mitchell and whether he can bring some firepower to the offense. The Chiefs didn't just address the offensive line in free agency, they also made a move in the backfield. Kansas City signed former 49ers running back Elijah Mitchell to a 1-year, $3.5 million deal. It's a low-risk signing, but the real question is, can Mitchell make an impact in this offense? Mitchell's career started off strong. As a 6th-round pick in 2021, he immediately made a name for himself in San Francisco. In his rookie season, he put up 963 rushing yards, averaging for 0.7 yards per carry. and found the end zone 6 times. But since then, it's been a different story. Injuries have slowed him down, and last year, a hamstring issue kept him off the field for the entire season. Even when he was healthy in 2022 and 2023, Mitchell's role in the 49ers offense diminished. In 2022, he averaged an impressive 6.2 yards per carry, but only had 45 rushing attempts. And in 2023, on a Super Bowl team, he managed just 281 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. So what does this mean for the Chiefs? Right now, Isaiah Pacheco is the clear-cut starter, and there's a strong chance Kansas City adds another running back in the draft. That means Mitchell will likely compete for the RB2 role, fighting for snaps with Clyde Edwards-Helaire or a potential rookie. If he stays healthy, he could provide a nice change of pace option, using his speed to break off big plays. But let's be real, this move isn't a game changer. That's why I'm giving it a C. It's a low-cost, low-risk signing, and if Mitchell stays healthy, he could be a solid depth piece, but based on his recent production, there's no guarantee he'll be a major factor in this offense. What do you think? Can Elijah Mitchell bounce back and contribute for the Chiefs? Drop your thoughts in the comments, but the Chiefs' free agency moves didn't stop there. They also had some big decisions to make regarding their own players, especially safety Justin Reid. Is he staying or going? Let's break it down next. Alright, Chiefs fans, let's take a step back and look at the big picture of this free agency. Kansas City made a few key moves on day one, but there's still a lot to process. Here's what we know so far. The Chiefs locked down Trey Smith with a franchise tag. They secured new contracts for Nick Bolton and Hollywood Brown. They signed Jaylen Moore to strengthen the offensive line and brought in Elijah Mitchell to add some depth to the backfield. So all in all, day one of free agency was solid, but not exactly a game changer. It felt like a lot of smart, practical moves rather than huge splash signings. Given that, I'm giving the Chiefs a B grade for the first day. They didn't make any earth-shattering moves, but they definitely shored up a few key positions for the upcoming season. Now, let's talk about something that's been hanging over the Chiefs' heads: Justin Reid's future. As of now, he's still a free agent, and there are conflicting reports about whether the Chiefs will bring him back. Reid had a solid 2023 season, finishing with 2 interceptions, 9 pass breakups, and 87 tackles not to mention 5 tackles for loss. He's been a steady presence in the secondary and would certainly be a valuable piece for the Chiefs moving forward. But there's a catch. Reports from Nate Taylor of The Athletic suggested that the Chiefs weren't planning on bringing Reid back. However, Reid responded, saying he hadn't heard anything about that and that he was still waiting to see what would happen. As of now, he remains unsigned, and there's a chance he might end up elsewhere. What would Reid's departure mean for the Chiefs? On the one hand, his experience and leadership in the secondary would be missed. But on the other hand, the Chiefs have a young safety rising in Jaden Hicks, and with the draft coming up, they could look to add more depth at the position. So here's the question for you: should the Chiefs bring Justin Reid back? Drop a Y for yes or un for no in the comments below. Let's see what you think about this one. And while we're at it, let's not forget about the Chiefs cap situation. They've got a few contract restructures coming up, and that could open up more space to make even more moves. What's next for Brett Veach and the Chiefs? As we wrap up our free agency breakdown, let's talk about the bigger picture for the Chiefs. Kansas City has done a solid job so far, but there's still plenty of work to be done. One of the biggest factors to watch right now is the salary cap. We know the Chiefs have a few contracts that could be restructured, including players like Patrick Mahomes, Creed Humphrey, and Chris Jones. If the Chiefs want to bring in another big-name player or perhaps keep Justin Reid, these restructures could create the space they need to make it happen. So, don't be surprised if you see a few more moves in the coming days. There are still a few key players out there in free agency that could make a big impact for the Chiefs. Whether it's another offensive lineman or a star defensive back, There are some pieces left to plug into this roster, but just because the Chiefs haven't made any earth-shattering moves yet doesn't mean they're done. Now it's your turn to weigh in. Who else would you like to see in a Chiefs uniform for 2025? A standout receiver, a veteran linebacker? Drop your suggestions in the comments below and let's get the conversation going. Before we go, I also want to remind you to take advantage of some of the awesome Chiefs merchandise we've got on sale right now. Check out the link in the description for polos and other gear with discounts up to 50%. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and join us for our live coverage of the free agency frenzy. We've got plenty more analysis coming your way. The Chiefs offseason is far from over, and we'll be here to cover every move along the way. Stay tuned and thanks for hanging out with me today. See you next time, Chiefs Kingdom.